Alright, so we are going to now transition into discussing the present level of performance. So we're going to turn over to Ms. Townsend first to talk about what you have.
Okay, thank you. Well, as Ms. Stepper said, I'm a school psychologist, and I have some of Jasmine's recent assessment scores I'd like to share with you. And I think and also some accommodation ideas as we look towards possibility of transitioning to college. So recently I tested Jasmine in the Woodcock-Johnson 3 test of achievement, and it's a test, just to tell you a little bit about it, it's a test to examine reading, math, and writing. And the good news is that Jasmine scored a 107 in math, which puts her in the average category for kids her age. So a little bit of distressing news is that Jasmine scored a 16 in reading and 16 in writing, which is below average. During the test, Jasmine was really willing to take tests from me, and I thank you for that, Jasmine. But it was clear that you were frustrated during the reading and writing section, and you even said, I'm just too dumb. You even said, I'm too dumb to take tests, which we know is not true. And just was really agitated by the time constraints. So I just have a few accommodations that I think are important. That's just not requiring Jasmine to work under time pressure, and just placing an emphasis on the accuracy rather than the speed. Also just reducing the length of her reading assignments, and just so, because you read at a slower pace, but you do
read good.
You do read good, exactly.
You read well.
So
Sorry.
it's fine. It's important that we give you smaller, manageable units of text, and I want to give you some get you involved in silent reading and other reading that you are actually interested in, whether that be maybe looking at books about becoming an artist or some of your other hobbies, including baking or whatever. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Thank you.
Ms. McEwen, what do you have?
Yes, well, I'm the special education teacher, and I work in the resource room with Jasmine every day. And as we all know, she's very good in art, and the art teacher has many positive things to say about Jasmine that Mom might want to hear later on. Jasmine also excels in math, as we heard from this school psychologist. That's her best subject that she works with. And I think that this would be the wisest choice for her to look at while she's in college. I think she could really excel in math and maybe become an accountant or a math teacher or something of that sort. I just also want to say that she's successful in math, or in her high school English, science, and history classes as well. And for all these classes, she does come to me and we do some work, so she has extra time to complete it. And I'm worried that without coming to the resource room, that her grades in all subjects other than math would drop, and that she might fail the classes. So that's all I have.
And do you want to talk about the English and the history?
Yes, so I'm Ms. Kowalski, I'm a history teacher, and I'll talk about that first. So I'm kind of concerned she has a D average right now in my class, which is on the verge of failing. And she just has a hard time with her written essays and just tests. She's always the last one to turn it in. And even on this last test, she didn't finish the last 2 questions. And I'm not quite sure if she can get past future essays, just because I already give her more time. I don't know if I can give her a lot more, just because it'd be unfair to the other students if she has more time. But I really do want Jasmine to get help, so maybe finding someone who can help her outside of class, that would be great. And for the English teacher, she also is not doing her best in that class. She does adequate work on her assignments at home, and in class, in the writing essays, she gets C or D level work, and the teacher, Ms. Smith, is a little concerned that she's not sure if Jasmine's the one who's doing the work outside of class. And Ms. Smith does give her more time on writing assignments. She just doesn't know what else she can do, but she's also struggling with her vocabulary, and her fluency is also below grade level.
Can I just add one more thing? And sorry, I forgot to add some more of the strengths that maybe aren't academic for Jasmine. She has many friends, and she's very positive relationships with both peers and adults. So all of your art teacher and your PE teacher, you are very you have very good relationships with them. So that's also something very positive. And you also transition well from one activity to another. So even if you don't finish a test on time, you make sure to stay positive and move on to the next activity in a positive way, and that's really great.